are those of the producers and individuals appearing on this program and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Sun Prairie Media Center staff, its video service providers, or the staff and elected officials of the City of Sun Prairie.
You are now watching the Alan and DJ Show.
Yo, 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 Milwaukee, Sun Prairie, and all the surrounding areas. Y'all know what time it is. Time for the Alan and DJ TV show program. And I'm Alan.
And this is your boy, DJ.
DJ, what's good, Dirty?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. I'm just tired of going through this stuff with the deer. I'm tired of going through it. You know what? Matter of fact, she cheated on me. She did me wrong. She made me get in my emotions and all that. And I forgive you because I'm working on myself, and I'm going to forgive you because you know why? Forgiving is such a good thing to do. Oh, wait a minute. Let's talk about it, DJ. Forgiving.
Okay.
And learning how to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Because how can you forgive somebody if you don't know how to forgive yourself? So let's start with bullet point number 1. Letting go of resentment. Like, why should a person let go of resentment and why?
And I'm going to take this from a different angle. Like, when it comes down to, like, resentment, sometimes, like, people have to bring up the past to help them solve problems in the present. But bringing up the past repeatedly for no reason can be a destructive habit.
I agree.
And the reason why that's the case is because when you're not letting go of things and you're holding grudges, what it does is it lingers and it causes more problems than solutions.
That's true. And letting go of resentment sometimes to me is like it's a way to forgiveness. Like it's a way to release an emotional burden, anger. Mm-hmm. So I'm letting go all my burdens. I'm letting go all my anger. You wake up one morning and you say, you know what? I'm not going to let anger steal my joy. Absolutely. So I'm going to let it go. And the desire of revenge. Look, I get it. I'll be the first to tell you, we human. But you got to let go of that. You got to move past that. You got to start saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to forgive you because I got to let this out of my heartstrings. Like, how can I get better if I don't let this go?
Yeah. And what happens with resentment is we basically create it ourselves. Like, It ain't nothing that just occurs just out the blue. We create this resentment towards people because of the position we take towards things.
I agree.
And what happens when we do that is, like, we create a story about how people did us wrong and how they will do us wrong in the future.
And never taking accountability for what you did wrong.
Absolutely.
So the first step of forgiving yourself is to take accountability of what you've done.
Yep.
Which is bring me up to my bullet point number 2. But before I just get to bullet point number 2, like for number 1, you know, like you have to let go of the resentment and show compassion. Like if you have time, call that person and say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. I apologize. I'm sorry. If I wronged you in any kind of way, I forgive you. I apologize, but I have to move forward with my life.
Yep. And also, like, forgiving and also, like, letting go of resentment also means that you have to not only let go of the past, but you also got to learn to love that person unconditionally.
I agree.
And I'm going to read you a quote from a Stoic. I can't think of his name right now, but later on in a future episode, like, I'll tell y'all the name of the Stoic person that I got this quote from. But the quote actually says, "It is not events that disturbs people, but it's their judgment and concern that concerns them."
I agree. 100%.
Yep.
So, you know, that's why I say, like, you got to start forgiving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to start saying, hey, you know what, dude, like, I was wrong. I apologize for everything I done to you. I'm on a new spiritual journey. I'm trying to find myself. In order for me to find myself, I have to sometimes go back in the past and, you know, try to make the wrongs right. And then, and even if you don't forgive me, I'll forgive you. That's fine. But this is what we have to do to move forward. Like, it's the only way that I'm only going to be able to get better in life And, it's just what we got to do.
Absolutely. And it's going off into bullet point number 2 is accepting responsibility.
Yes, sir.
And this is important because what people do in life is they basically play the blame game. And when they play the blame game, it's everybody else's fault but your fault. And what you want to do is just take accountability for your actions, take responsibility for your actions, make sure, and you want to take ownership for everything that you have done. And actually, I got an example of this. And the example is, like, one time I was talking to this female, right? And she told me that she broke up with her dude. Everybody around her was like, oh man, I feel so bad for you. I feel sad. Oh man, he was a jerk and da 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 da. Mm-hmm. And she was like, no, stop. Everybody need to stop praising me. And they was like, why? He did you wrong. Like, how could he treat you like that? Or how could he dump you or not be with you? And you're the most beautiful woman in the world and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, no. Like, the reason why we broke up wasn't because he did something wrong.
Right.
It's because I did something wrong. And they was like, what did you do wrong? And she went off and explained what she did wrong. And as she was explaining what she did wrong, she was like, but we both at fault. So basically what she did was she took responsibility for what happened in the relationship. And she also gave him the responsibility on what he did in the relationship. It told everybody why that relationship didn't work.
Dang, man, that's yeah, man, that's man, that's deep.
Yeah,
that's deep because that's why I try to practice and opening up my feelings. Even when I know I wasn't wrong, or even times if I am wrong, or even if you wronged me, I try to accept the part that I've done wrong. So I'm accepting my responsibilities in a relationship, because that's never easy, because a lot of people selfish. A lot of people play the blame game. No, it was her, it wasn't my fault, or it was his fault and it wasn't mine. No, you got to accept accountability of what you've done too, or else the situation will just never grow.
Yep. And you also want to stop playing victim, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, listen, stop playing victim. Just because something happened to you and it was negative and it came out negative, stop acting like, woe is me, or everything happened negatively in your life. Like, you don't know, that person probably is going through the same thing you're going through, or she going through the same thing you're going through. Like, as my example before, like, okay, like, that person might be suffering a little bit, but that other person might be suffering too. So, like, both parties are suffering together. Don't play victim, because what you're doing is, like, you're making yourself look better than the other person, and that's not really the case.
No, that's why I'm real big on that. Like, accept what you done wrong.
Yep.
Accept what you could have done to make the situation a lot better. So once you did that, then you have to learn how to forgive yourself, to say, okay, look, I did all I could do. I tried to reach out to that person. I tried to talk to that person. It just is what it is. Which brings me to bullet point number 3, showing compassion.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm always going to express my gratitude. I'm always going to show my compassion. Hey, you know what? I know what I've done to you in the past was wrong. If I could do it any kind of way to, like, make you feel better, like, I feel like I owed you an apology. I've wronged you. It takes 2 people to make a breakup happen. Even though, like, that person could have just had a little bit more I'm over it than the next person has. We could have been fighting, said things that we didn't mean to say to each other, but I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to forgive myself, and I'm going to forgive the situation, because how can I move on to get to the next person if I'm bringing baggage into the new relationship? Because now it's like now I'm not forgiving myself. So now it's like I'm like not showing enough compassion.
Absolutely. And what you want to do when showing compassion is, like, what I said in bullet point number 2 is love people in bullet point number 1 is love people unconditionally. And when you love people unconditionally, it'll give you it'll give you sympathy for that person. And when it gives you sympathy for that person, then it transforms into compassion.
Most definitely. And, you know, just be mindful of somebody's feelings, man. You know, like, everything ain't always about you.
Yep.
So, you know, like, I try to be mindful of the other person's feelings and, you know, like, what I've done wrong, accepting the big part of the responsibility for myself. And then I had to forgive myself because I could have done some of the most bogus things. But I had to say, dang, you know what, I was wrong too, but I can't keep holding that. So I got to forgive myself.
Absolutely. And with the lack of compassion, that comes from judgment of ourselves. Yep. And what it does is, like, it puts you, like, what you need to do when you want to have compassion in your life is basically just, you want to put yourself in the other person's shoes without your own judgment, meaning that basically put yourself in their shoes and understand what they're going through. And also when they learn, and once you understand what they're going through, you can be more sympathetic to that because you're not putting your own judgment into it. You're using the outside judgment of everybody. And
also releasing expectations, man.
Yeah.
You know, expectations can fail you, right? So therefore, it's important to release them. Stop carrying a lot of baggage on your mind and your heart. Mm-hmm. So things just ran its course and you got to accept that it just is what it is.
Yep.
You got to be able to accept it. I acknowledged it. I'm going to forgive myself too, and I'm going to move forward.
Yep. And learn to better understand people and why people think the way that they think or behave the way that they are behaving, because we could be more, if we do that, we could be more sympathetic towards them.
Exactly. So, you know, which bring me to bullet point number 4. But before I get to bullet point number 4, I want to say this: considering on how forgiving affects you. How does it make you feel? Like, once you start practicing positive affirmations, then you'll start feeling better about yourself, and it start becoming easier. Because then, as the situation would occur, you'll be like, you know what, I'm not even gonna do it, and I was wrong too. So I'm just gonna forgive myself, and I'm gonna just detach from the situation. But bullet point number 4, as you start to knock all these points out in your life, and I want to spend a lot of time on this one, practicing gratitude.
Oh yeah, this is a good one, man. And before we jump off into the topic, like, before somebody, like, the reason why we saying, like, forgive yourself, and this might be a little off topic, is the reason why we want you to forgive yourself is because we don't want you to cast judgment on somebody else that's not forgiving other people, because, like, it's gonna be a time where, like, you're gonna have to go up and forgive somebody, and if you don't forgive that person, or if you don't forgive that person, you can't judge another person and let them know and be like, well, you need to forgive. No, you need to forgive.
Exactly.
Like, why, like, don't point the finger at the other person if you're not doing what you need to be doing as well.
Exactly. Like,
and
DJ, like, I can agree on, I mean, no, like, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Like, people do that. Like, I hate that because people do that all the time, man. Like, they want to point the finger at the other people, but you don't never want to point the finger at yourself. And when you forgive other people, like, it stems from you forgiving yourself. Exactly. That's why we're covering this topic, because you need to forgive yourself so you could eventually learn how to forgive others.
Exactly. And that's why I'm real big on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, me going into bullet point number 4, practicing gratitude. And to me, practicing gratitude is like being grateful that you can leave the past behind, right? And also learning how to build positive relationships, and considering other people's feelings, and also considering what you have done to even wrong them, and just try to remember some of their good qualities, because then when you do that, it helps you become way more of a better person, and you can really be able to just let it go.
Yep. And with practicing gratitude, what it does is, and we talked briefly about it on the other show, but, like, I'm gonna bring it up again. But what happens is you shift your mind from scarcity to appreciation for what you already have. What also happens is you begin to see the beauty in like the simplest things, like and the kindness in others and the blessings that surround you.
Agree. You know, and that's always the beautiful thing about it. You know, it's just, you know, I feel good. Like I feel good that I got this out of my heart. I got it out of my heartstrings. Whether if a person forgive me or not, I can't make them, right? But all I can say is that I apologize on my end, and I'm practicing great gratitude because I'm gonna forgive you as well as I forgive myself. Remember my good qualities, and I'm gonna try to remember your good qualities.
Absolutely.
And if we do that, we can, change can happen in the world, period. Like, it can make a lot of relationships really kind of like, y'all ain't never got to be back to where y'all once used to be at, but y'all can at least become cordial. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's all about becoming cordial. It's all about saying, hey, look, you was wrong, I was wrong too. Okay, what did you like about my behavior, and what did you not like about my behavior? And you really sit there and listen, and you get it off, and you know, make sure you don't miss nothing. And then I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like about your behavior. And we can come to a common solution to really try to sit there and salvage this and really try to make this work, because it takes two to tangle, man.
Absolutely.
It takes two to tangle. Just like with certain relationships, DJ, like I forgive them.
Yeah.
I forgive them.
That's good. And every relationship that you're in and that you got out of, like all it's doing is just making you a better person, and it's developing skills that you need for future purposes.
That's what I always say, you know, saying self-experience is the best teacher.
Absolutely.
As far as like relationships go, like even with, let's say, intimate relationships, mm-hmm. I don't ever really count it as an L, even if I've been done wrong. You know, it's more about, dang, you know what? That was just a lesson learned. Like, I saw what I did wrong, or maybe like I might have wronged this woman, and she won't forgive me or take me back, and I got to live with that. But what can I do to move forward so I won't duplicate these mistakes again? And I'm going to forgive myself, because I can't keep keeping that pain and anguish inside my heart. At some point, I'm going to have to let it go. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to let it go. Like, I got to get it out of my heartstrings so I can become better. And in order to do that, which is what we talk about all the time, becoming the very best version of yourself. And this will help you become the very best version of yourself, because you got to learn how to forgive yourself so you can be better at doing what? Forgiving others. Absolutely. And you know what, DJ? I think I'm finna go forgive this deer, man.
Yeah, you need to, man.
Yeah, man. I think I'm finna forgive this deer. But I'm gonna say this though, because I'm finna kick the bucket right to DJ. I'm finna do something different. But find us on IG and Facebook at Alan Hutchinson, the Alan and DJ Show on gmail.com, YouTube, and you can also find us on the fan page, Alan Hutchinson and DJ, and also find William J. Smith on Instagram and Facebook, because I gotta go forget a deer. Baby, I love you. Hold on. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. Oh, my goodness. I'm coming. I love you. I got those favors, man.
Okay. Before we go off, like, I just wanted to explain a little bit more about gratitude. Before Al just ran off like that, but he got to do what he got to do. But anyway, like, gratitude is basically a tool that helps rewire your mind. And what that does is, when you express gratitude, you basically align your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs with your dreams and aspirations. And the reason why that's important is because when you shoot out those particular types of frequencies out to the universe basically will return it, but it needs a clearer message. So it's going to send you back a message into your mind. And when it sends that message back into the mind makes it more clear, and it shoots it back out into the universe. And when it shoots it back out into the universe, then that's when the universe responds to it. But on that note, we're going to wrap up this show, and I'm going to go see, did Al apologize to this deer? So be well, be healthy. Peace.